Tom, are you crazy? We're putting these actors in a jungle, and they're going to kill us, is what I thought was going to happen. And no, they all signed up for the adventure.
Chris was always our first choice. We knew him from Malcolm in the Middle. We both realized how funny he could be, and yet how he could probably change, you know, from this kind of young guy to being a man, which is important in this movie because he really grows as a character.
I had seen some work that Tom and Brian had both done, and I knew that they were very talented. Casting was a big thing for me. Can we get other people to sort of recognize the same dream and want to be a part of this? People of, you know, a caliber that will lend itself really well to a film like this. So I put out a lot of calls, met with a lot of people, so did they, and we sort of pulled together this cast of like really talented, cool actors who work a lot on really interesting stuff. And that was like a huge part of it, because none of this story would work if you didn't believe everybody in it, because a lot of it's very adventurous and it could seem far-fetched if you don't really feel like you're watching someone on a documentary.
Well, our goal is 388 days.
We definitely couldn't do it alone. That's why we have help. They're a bit unruly, but they'll get us through. We are short one man.
Brooke was the first choice.
Brooke was the first choice.
My agent kept saying, it's a really small film. Are you sure you want to do it? It's a really small film. And I'm like, yeah, and?
We had other Chris Lorenz in mind, the expedition leader.
All right, this is everybody, man. You've been introduced.
Johnny was actually one of our favorite actors. That, you know, it just was ironic the way it all kind of came to be with him. You know, we didn't think we were able to even get Johnny, so we didn't pursue him. And then we had to do an actor replacement, and then Johnny came in on, you know, on a 12-hour notice to fly down and start the role.
I went from Portland, flew back to LAX, went to my house, packed my bags, got my passport, took a car back to LAX, had the script delivered to me at the airport.
Again, I think when you find a project that really speaks to your soul and it grips you, then it doesn't really matter. You're in it for the ride, you know?
On this film, I was a producer and an actor. It's usually important for me to do that when it's a lower budget film, because there's a lot that I've learned from 25 years of doing movies and doing shows. And I sort of feel at effect if I don't have any control over the way we're going to shoot it and where we're going to go and who we're going to bring. So that's sort of like step one for me. Then when I can get behind it like that, I want to give it like 110%. And when you line up with other people who are sort of the same mindset, you get something really nice. The character of Conner Layne would basically be described as your basic American, smart, nice guy. That's sort of like the gist of him in the beginning of the film. By the end of the film, he's something completely different. He looks like, you know, a guy who's been traveling for the last 20 years, only in foreign countries. And in between those two aspects of that character is sort of where the whole movie takes place. That's sort of the gist of him. You know, as when you see the film, you get to see him go through these different processes and learn from all these different experiences, and you're going to quite often wonder if he's actually going to make it out of what's happening.